Hi everyone. You're about to watch a video about how to get set up with QuickBooks Online and some of the issues you might run into across the course of the class. I just want to. This is just a little preamble in front, just to kind of tell you what's about to happen. Is these are three different videos that I've kind of stitched together into one. The first one, so like the editing is not. I am not a professional editor, which you will see. But the first one is just me talking about how to get set up with the program, how to set up just your Intuit account. Intuit owns QuickBooks. How to get that set up, what you're going to expect an email from me, and then how to very basically set up the company. That's the first one. The second one is one I made last quarter after teaching the class a couple of quarters, looking at things that you just might want to watch out for as the class goes along, just sort of the pitfalls that I've seen students fall into, maybe save you some work watching this now as it comes up. The third one is actually one I'm just about to make after this, and it is really looking at just one specific difference between the paper textbook and the ebook, and how it's in the first assignment. It's not a huge difference. It's kind of easy to work around, but one that I do want to address. So there we go. So enjoy all three. Crap. Hey everybody, welcome to QuickBooks Online. My name's Steve Bridges. And what this first video is going to do is going to talk real briefly, not really about any of the homework assignments, but just kind of getting set up with QuickBooks Online. And how that works really is just you will just need to access your student email account. That's where I'm going to send all these emails. It's kind of on you to if you don't know that address already, to find it. It's within your CTC link information, if you don't already know it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pause this video and then show you that email. Now, it's possible the email could somehow end up in your spam folder. I'm going to be sending these out on the first day of the quarter. So if if it's the second or the third day and you don't have it, get a hold of me. I can resend it to you, or we can figure something out. And yeah, any questions about this along the way, just again send me a message. So yeah, I'll just gonna pause it right quick to pull up that email, and then we'll talk about what happens after that. There we go. Okay, so this is what the email looks like. Create your own company. With your instructor has invited you to create your own company in QuickBooks. And here it says, Dear Steve, because I invited myself to show you guys what this looks like. This stuff down here is kind of irrelevant because you're going to get the answers to the questions from me here in a second. But all you really need to do is to accept the invitation, and it will bring up this screen. Here you can your email, confirm email, first, last name. You don't have to put in your phone number. This is just for like two-factor authentication. If you don't, I think it'll just send a code to your email when you log on to, like a new computer, and so you have to, get security stuff. Do this and then create account. Now you may get a list of questions about your company, like right when you click create the account. So I'm going to give you those answers right now, and I'm also going to put them both in the assignment directions and in the information below this video. So there's going to be three ways. I'm going to just bring them up on my screen. I'm going to have them in the assignment directions, and I'm going to have them again in the description of this video. So once again, I'm going to pause it, and then I'm going to go to a screen where I'll have those questions and those answers. You can like pause the video at that point, and you'll have those answers in front of you. So yeah, one quick pause, and I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm going to show you this screen. This is actually, you'll get this, you'll go to this website if you go to on 2.1, Develop Your Skills 2.1. This is where that actually takes you. It says the 2021, 2022 users here. Don't worry about that. This is just for everybody, and it's kind of how to set up that account as well. So you either go from that spot in the book, or look at this. And we're going to skip down to share my screen first. So we're going to skip down to like once we get to the actual name of the company. So it's Puppy Love Pampered Pooch. And then just here are the questions that might pop up. So like, let's see, I could make this a little bit bigger so that you guys can, again, just pause and put these answers in if you need to. Bring up this website or the web page from Develop Your Skills 2.1. And again, I'll put these answers on the assignment directions and below in the video description. But so finance is nothing. I'm just getting started. You do pet care, except veterinary services. You're a sole proprietor. You provide services. You're the accountant, only the owner, and then kind of just skip everything else for now and let's go. And then you'll just follow along in the book from that point. And then, yeah, once you've done that, you're going. Like that's once you've got this account set up, once you've connected to the course and got your answers in and got your company set up just very minimally, you can just dive in and do the rest of the assignments. And for those, we're going to have videos for each one of those assignments. Go to the assignment page itself to check it out. For each assignment, I'm going to do the develop your skills portion to show you. You'll be responsible for reinforce your skills and the one that starts with an A, apply your skills. And except for the first one, because the first one I'm just going to go start to finish everything to show you that entire process and hopefully help you kind of get a smoother start to working on it. So, okay, I'm going to shut this thing down. So good luck. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. And I'll be happy to answer them and we will work through it. Again, that email is going out the first day of class. So if you don't have it by the second day of class, check that spam trapper. Let me know. It's going to be on your student email, not your personal email. Student email. Okay. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll talk to you soon. But there's a couple of things that have come up since we started using QuickBooks Online, and I thought I'd go over. I got a little handy list here and just kind of stuff to tell you on the front end that might help save you some grief down the road. Number one is basically just to keep in mind as you go through the book and go through QuickBooks is that QuickBooks is what's known as it's a live service, so it changes over time. Typically not much at all, but like sometimes a menu will get moved or some information that you used to put in here, now you put it in over here. Other than that, there's no like huge major changes, but sometimes there's a little cosmetic or kind of just little menu changes here and there, and that's really important to think about when if you have the physical book, and that's because the book was written at a specific time, and now it's obviously past then, and so like sometimes there are slight changes to what QuickBooks looks like now that is a little bit different than the book. And I've tried to keep up with this. Under each assignment page on Canvas, just check those, and I have a list of all the changes that I've noticed between when the book came out and what QuickBooks looks like now. Again, these are not huge changes, but just stuff I want that if something looks funny, there's a good chance that's what's going on. If you do have the ebook, that one is updated, so it should be the most current version of the book and QuickBooks. If you also go to the publisher's site, if you want to take the time to do this, probably not necessary for most chapters, but they also have little PDF updates to the chapters. Again, it's the stuff I have listed is probably going to be enough. Okay, so that and then just sort of 3 things that I want to cover that like can trip you up just as you're doing your homework. Keep in mind we do use the same file throughout the quarter, so like error that you make in the first week, if you don't fix it, it will be there on the last week. I don't double dock you points for that or anything, but just you're keeping up with balances, and those are a lot harder to follow if you have mistakes from the past. And so what I do on those is basically I give you a list of things to fix, and you can go fix them. Some things I will just fix if it's small, and I'll just tell you what I did. If it seems like a common problem, something you need to work on, I'll have you do it. Just go miss the cat. So when you are setting up accounts, just make sure the 2 big pitfalls that happen with students is that they use an incorrect type of account. You'll find it first talks about that on page 25. A lot of times as the quarter goes on, a lot of accounts, because bank is the default account because it's just the first one on the list, just make sure that not everything's a bank account. If it's an expense account, set as an expense account. As you go through, you'll see what I'm talking about. Second is that this book is most of the homework occurs in 2026. That's basically so that it's just so far out in the future that you won't get any late bills or any something like that won't show up if it was for 2022 or 2023. Um, so watch those dates. That's something that can really mess up your account balances too. If you're trying to look in this window of August 2026, but you've got something that was from last week, the dates can really mess people up. And that's kind of it. Just one final thing is that QuickBooks Online has been around a while, but it is still a relatively new program, and I have seen them, and bugs do happen. And so basically, if anything goes sideways, doesn't look right, just let me know. A lot of times, your browser cache might need to get cleared out. A lot of times, there's things I can fix. Um, and yeah, so that's just kind of the one thing to keep in mind is that if something doesn't look right and you've tried it a couple times and it still doesn't look right, let me know. And that'll actually tie into one other thing that students kind of need to avoid is deleting accounts. Deleting transactions is kind of not a big deal, but if you delete an account, you can find yourself in a little bit of trouble because if you delete an account without deleting the transactions, those transactions have to go somewhere, and it can kind of mess up your balance again. Again, it's something we can go over, but just kind of if you find yourself in trouble and you're like, I just need to delete this and start over, it's probably easier for me to just go in and fix it, or for us to fix it together, than to redo the whole thing. Because that that way is pain. Trust me, I've seen it happen. It may come to that, but like it's better to just try to just dive in and fix it before deleting anything. Okay, this last little bit here is going to go over. It's pretty much the biggest difference between the physical textbook and the ebook. It's also possible that an updated, like a recently printed physical textbook, will be similar to the ebook. But just to make sure, I'm gonna go over this as well. It's how the book sets up the chart of accounts for your company. The chart of accounts is the list of accounts that you'll be using for your company. And for a little bit of background on this, basically what happened is at some point, QuickBooks Online changed the way that they set up a new business. Like the default chart of accounts changed a little bit, and it made it to where it wouldn't quite work with the textbook anymore. So it's a really easy fix. Is they just set up here's a file where you can import the chart of accounts that you'll need for this business, and it works fine. And I'm just going to show you how to do it now. I'm going to go through it. I'm going to show you first the assignment page where I've got the file you'll need if you have the physical textbook, because I've got the PDF of the updated directions. I'll just show you where that's at, show you how it reads, and then I will actually go in and show you how to import a chart of accounts, which is what you'll be doing in DYS 2-3. Yeah, and then also I'll make an announcement about this, and it's on the assignment as well. But when you complete section DYS 2-3, I would want you to email me to check to make sure that your chart of accounts is correct. If it's not, it's really easy for me to fix it. It's not a big deal. But if you do start off with the incorrect chart of accounts, really, really quickly, you run into some really hardcore barriers to do any of your work. But once that's out of the way, like I say earlier in the video, the versions of the book, the textbook, and QuickBooks Online are pretty similar. But yeah, so I'm going to really quickly go through this. Let me see. I'm going to pause the video right quick, and then I'm going to get my screen shared, and I'll show you the things I need to show you. Be pausing this and be right back. Okay, so now I'm going to share my screen. And here we go. So now I'm in the Canvas page for y'all's class. Still a work in progress. You're going to see some things that aren't quite finished, but I can show you this. For each assignment, you'll just go to the assignment page. It's where I have a video link. It's either a YouTube embed or a video that's embedded to show me going through examples. But right here, this is the important part for right now, is this right here. I'm going to click on it, is the updated DYS 2-3, and here it is. You can read you can read those and do them as part of your homework. The really the key part though is it starts right here to import a new chart of accounts, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do right now really quickly. it's a pretty simple process, but just kind of to go over it. And you'll also the add account for the LA City Bank. It's added somewhere in here in the textbook as well, but here in the physical version, they add it here. Just make sure you get an LA City Bank account before getting out of the chart of accounts. But yeah, let's go real quickly over, and I'll just show you real quick how to do that import. Because it's not in the video for the assignment. This is just, can't think of this as an update for that. So here we go. I'm popping over to QuickBooks. This is what I see when I go in. This is what you should see. And you'll see that my chart of accounts is pretty meager. What I want is not here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video again. No, I'm not even going to pause it. I'll just go right now and do it. Is I'm going to go back over here and show you where to get the chart of accounts file that you'll need. It's in the student handouts. I've talked about this in other videos, but I'm going to show it to you again. And here we go, student handouts. We'll go in here. We will download the student handouts. There's a couple of, you'll find this with QuickBooks Online too, is there's always an extra menu to go to. Okay, so I'll go here. That. And I'm going to, in the student exercise files, under chapter 2, which is, we're in chapter 2, it's the chart of accounts to import. That's what you'll use. Here, I'm just going to put it out on my desktop. You can, it's the easiest way to do it. So I'm going to close that, go back to QuickBooks. Let's see here. Okay, so imagine that I've done that already. And here, to get in, to import that chart of accounts, you just get that file somewhere you can get it easily, either your downloads or your desktop or whatever. And you just go right here where it says new, drop it down and do import. This will bring up, hey, you can find out where it is. You'll browse to look for the file. It's right here. Click open wherever you have it saved, and then click next. This is all great because it's all it's set up. It's an Excel file set up for this specific purpose. So we'll do that. Here are all of the accounts that are going to be imported. These are all the ones you're going to need. We don't use all of these, but they're all set up for this type of business. And then you import them. It'll take just a second. And now you'll see that the chart of accounts has been brought in, and all of the ones that we'll need for the course are here and where they need to be. And then from that point on is that you'll go back to, do I still have this open? You'll go back to the PDF. I don't have it open. You'll go back to the PDF for 2-3, and you'll enter the LA City Bank account, which is right here. Again, you can find this on Canvas. That's where I'm at to find this updated file. And you can also find under assignment 1 the video for the rest of this assignment. And really, this is just think of this as an addendum to that video, which shows this new version of 2-3. If you have any questions about this at all, just please let me know, and make sure to email me when you get done with DYS 2-3 to make sure that chart of accounts is correct. Just send me an email, and I'll just send you an email right back that says looks great, or it doesn't look great and I fixed it. But there you go. I'm going to stop sharing. And now that's the end of the videos. Hey, hooray. Have a good time. Any questions about any of this, please just send me a message on Canvas. We'll get it taken care of. Okay, have a good one.